Welcome back to Sarah's Table. It is the wrap-up episode for The Crown. Pew, 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 pew. Hi, friends. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Hi, sleepies.
Very good.
Sleepy. Yeah,
Great.
Very sleepy. Extra large teddy bear today. It is the finale episode of The Crown, so we needed to have the biggest bear we could. I have to tell you, I'm slightly disappointed that the bear is not the size of you.
Yeah.
That you are not wearing the bear.
Like
That's
wearing
there
the
we
bear,
go.
like you became the bear. Oh man.
Like tauntaun it, just hollow it out.
All
Just-
about
You are
Climb
the
inside.
teddy bear now.
The lengths I go to, Sarah. Just
I know.
hang on.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll do the rest of my intro while he is.
Is he about to hollow out a bear? Like
I hope
right
so.
now on
I
stream?
hope that is what is happening.
It's the
Everyone,
best family show ever.
I'm
Yeah.
wondering.
I don't know what's happening, but
Is he a teddy bear onesie?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, right in the snuggie.
That's perfect.
Oh no, it's so cute.
So precious.
That's very perfect.
Beep, 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 beep. I love it.
I
All right,
should-
so this is Nelphus for the rest of the day.
Your arm is going to be so tired. You can come back.
Well, I was gonna say you can just brag to Danny and tell him to hire me. I mean, if I can get this, if I can get through all of this.
Hey, Perception
saying.
Studio. We have a new character for you. It's the god of laziness.
And also a teddy bear.
And also a teddy bear.
Also a teddy bear.
It's fine.
I was going to just put on a bunch of rubber bands, and then I realized that my hands are too big, and they would cut off my circulation. So I feel like
Well,
that's
don't
bad.
do that. Let's
No,
let's
it's
stay
probably-
safe. I appreciate. There you go. Just toss him around.
Yeah, exactly.
Damon and I showed up.
Ta-da! Yeah, that was a bit of a messier intro than we normally have, but you know what? I'm here for it. I like it. My name is Sarah Moore. My pronouns are she, her. I'm going to be your host and your storyteller and your favorite person. And I'm going to, again, remind you all to have a sip of water.
I don't have lips.
Wow. I mean, no excuse, really. We are rapidly reaching the end of our Kickstarter campaign, which we are going to talk about a little bit later. But again, today we are playing The Crowned by formerly Feral Games. And boy, a lot has happened in this particular arc. I'm going to do a quick safety discussion. I think it is very important as a responsible game master and player and human being to know where everybody's lines and veils are at the table. We want everyone to be comfortable because we are telling the story together, and it's no fun if somebody doesn't feel safe. So here on Sarah's Table, you will never find sexual violence, violence against children, or withholding food as punishment or starvation. We are also avoiding in this particular game fingernail stuff, which I say every time is not a thing that I thought was a line or veil for me, and totally is gross. Uncomfortable. Has anything changed for my players? Is there anything else we would like to try to avoid in this one? Great, that's good because, I think there's a good chance that Ryan might come back during this episode.
Oh no.
Does
I
that
don't
change
see
anything?
Take my bat and ball and go home.
I have to leave. I seem to remember you trying to do that when you were near Rhyme last time, and it did not work out in your favor.
Oddly enough,
Mhm.
finger stuff is fine, just not
The nail.
not the nail bit.
I understand.
Yeah, I've found that it is a thing for most people.
Yeah.
They just don't think about it
Yeah.
until they're
I don't
confronted with it, which I was.
I don't intend to push the matter, but what about toenails? Is it the same thing, or is it
It's
like
the
different?
same? Yeah, I think it's just
Okay.
nails in general.
Nail stuff.
Nail stuff.
Got it. Good.
Great.
All right. Let's go around the table and introduce yourself, your pronouns, and your character. Tell us what you are the god of, and who you are bonded to. And then when we have introduced everybody, we will do a quick recap of so far what we have done. Which, spoilers, was just like a lot of mess. There's a lot
Yes.
of what? Lexi, introduce yourself and your character, please.
Well, hi there. I am Lexi the First, and my character is Meg. Both of our pronouns are she, her. And my dear Meg is the god of meet cutes. She is bonded to Caprice, and she's just an all-around good time. No notes.
She is an all-around good time. It's true. I'm hopping over to Patrick. Oh, sorry. You were not ready. And you're muted still.
Not.
Sorry.
There we go. Okay. It was telling me that I was still muted after I had hit unmute. No, I just completely forgot to pull out my character sheet. I have literally everything else except for the most important thing. Hi.
You're the most important thing.
Aw.
Hi, I am Patrick Keeffe. I am currently mourning Halloween and yet also getting ready for Christmas. I am playing Francis P.M. Esquire, the god of rubber bands, falling under the aspect of Nell. And yeah.
That's
About it.
great. I'm gonna slide on over to Michael.
Hi guys, I'm Michael. I'm the Aussie Gamer. This is Teddy. And I play Nelfas, the god of laziness. But there's a theory going around that I might be the god of burnout. Might be because I keep using the most energy. Teddy is playing Teddy in this game.
Teddy is doing an excellent job.
Yeah.
Truly.
That's point.
Damon.
Hello, my name is Damon Vanhee. My pronouns are he, him. I am playing Jill, the god of slime and ooze and things like that. Their pronouns are also he, him. And I am an aspect of capital, the god of cities and infrastructure and things like that.
Yeah. So what happened up until this point, friends?
Oh, so much.
I got hit by a trolley last
Got hit by a
time.
trolley. That's true.
Yeah. Sort of bounced off and drifted away gently.
Whatever was in the box is not in. It's not.
It's not in the box anymore.
No.
I barely dodged a romance with half a person.
It's true.
And
like half.
yeah. And we spooked some ducks.
You spooked some ducks.
And that's it. That was everything.
That's totally it.
Great.
That's all we have to worry about.
That happened.
Apologizing to those ducks.
Also, don't do the giant not rote ritual
Yeah.
that got the attention of someone who is probably not happy that the box thing is now not a box thing, but just a thing.
It's just a
Or
thing,
is very
sans
happy.
box.
And that was his plan all along.
Yeah.
We can't possibly know.
Yeah, honestly, he's probably a little weirdly excited about doing something very bad to us.
Judging by the laughter that we heard
The
echoing
laughter,
throughout
it's
all of
not
our
great.
brains
Yeah.
last.
But
I
the
was
weird
happy
thing
to
is,
stop at the ducks, but
Yeah.
but it's not like he couldn't have done these awful things to us before the box. The box just seems like a long-winded way. If his intention was to kill us, this is a long way to go about it. He could have done it like straight up.
But also, if his intention was to keep the box safe, he could have just kept it.
Yeah.
One of his purviews is madness. So
Mhm. Yeah.
We're all gonna go crazy.
And I love the idea that perhaps you're all going to sit around and like discuss why it was a dumb idea that Rhyme gave you the box. Because he definitely is not listening.
Because I think we've already low-key had that discussion.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
This was
Yeah.
a bad plan from the jump.
We for sure grumbled about
Glad
that.
then.
Like, we are so small time. Why?
Why though? Why are you
lost?
trusting us with this?
I
We
literally work in the
can't do it.
godly office building handing out rubber bands. I am got rubber bands.
I did not volunteer. I was drafted.
It's true.
You were voluntold.
Yep.
Yup.
We were indeed voluntold.
So
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
the first thing we need to do is you have to decide for me, because we set the ritual in motion, but we did not roll our d6 to see if there were any complications. So we have to decide which one of you is going to be rolling your d6.
Patrick, I hold him entirely responsible.
Depends on what we're rolling, gang.
Just
I
a
was
d6,
gonna
just a straight
volunteer.
d6.
Just a d6? Okay. Well, give me 1 second because
Well,
my
I don't know,
alarm is going off.
Meg has volunteered to roll. Like,
But that's okay. But if
Meg's
Francis
in the
is
circle, though. Like, it's based on her purview a little bit.
I'm still Francis is ready though. I can I'm looking at Francis from inside the circle, like
Go, Francis, go.
yeah, like I'm focusing. This is on you now.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Oh,
Okay. Minor bonus.
Hey.
Cool. Which you don't know what it is yet, but will come into play when the thing arrives.
One of the few times I have been trusted with a major role at Sarah's table, and it hasn't gone horribly wrong.
Yay!
Yay!
We did it. I'm so proud.
Not gonna lie, horribly wrong is the reason I asked you to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
I believed in you.
I do like failing forward. It's great for storytelling here.
Yes.
So the last thing you remember from last time, which I'm sure you all remember, was that the pulse went out. You all like wrote it out. You felt the thing snag on it. And then you heard Rhyme's laughter in your brain, and then and saw his swirly eyes inside your brain as well. Francis, you feel real weird.
Yeah.
Like super weird. And
Right.
okay, hold on. You are bonded to, remind me
No.
who you are bonded to.
Nell.
Nell.
Knell.
Correct.
Like death.
Like
knell.
a death knell. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, correct.
Damon, did you catch
Oh
that?
no, that
It's
wasn't
it's
for
a
you.
fun
That was
fact.
for the audience.
That was for everyone.
That was for everybody else.
This is
I am very well aware you know what Nell is.
There is overhead circling some vultures. Nell, one of his purviews is also carrion birds. So there's some circling vultures. They spiral down and encircle you for a moment.
Hey, boss.
And when they leave, you feel an absence. You are no longer an aspect of Nell. He's taken it back.
Francis, you good? You good?
You are still a god. Or you, as a free action, you may vomit. Absolutely.
Oh, it's okay, Francis.
I think I just got fired. Oh, fuck.
Whoop,
Well-
there's our one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I
It's
didn't mean
okay. It was a big one. I get it.
If you're looking for someone
uh,
else, Outcast likes people who've been thrown out in their ass.
So
I don't know if he's ready to move on just yet.
this is going to, this adjusts your stats a bit.
Yeah, lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
However, as you're sort of standing here reeling, you all sense another divine presence in the area, a really strong one.
It's upside down. Okay.
At your feet, Francis, a whole bunch of flowers sprout into existence and bloom. And you have just felt the divine touch of the loop.
Oh. Huh.
And
You
she
were
has
fired. You were traded.
you were traded.
That's
You were
worse
traded.
somehow.
You were
Oh.
Maybe transferred to a different department? Maybe we could look at it like that.
the lateral
wanted
move.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely not a
Yeah.
promotion or a demotion, just
No.
like scooting over.
We're going to
Like
take
baseball cards.
that. Hello. You're wonderful. Thank you for taking me. I appreciate.
Yeah.
I'm going to have my panic attack still.
Yeah.
If that's all right.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Okay. Good to meet you.
Um
I'll be here. Francis is stimming in the corner.
oh, how does
It's
Francis
just, like,
stim?
sitting down. Absolutely by making many different cat's cradles out of rubber band, like just repeatedly. 100%.
Okay, great.
Just like
Meg is kind of like, hey, Caprice, we're still good, right?
So everybody checking in.
Like to herself, like, hey, I don't know, like she got her on Bluetooth, like, hey.
Hey, just checking.
Send her a
So-
text real quick.
So Francis,
yes.
just so that the audience knows what has happened here with the
Yep.
trade, this will affect sort of everything for Francis. It will
Yep.
affect let me pull out the character sheet here. It will affect his stats and their skills.
Yep.
And their degree discounts.
Yep.
And it will swap out a wonder. Instead of access the archives, now because you are an aspect of the loop, when here she is, she's very pretty. You get green thumb, where you are especially talented at caring for plant life. And once per day, you can use a primary action to accelerate the growth of a plant by up to an entire season, as if the plant had spent the time in ideal growing conditions. The loop is the crowned god of ritual magics, moons, circles, plants, and repetitions. The minor bonus was that you were picked up by someone who was very good at rituals and not by someone else.
I would say that's maybe a major bonus.
Yeah.
Well,
A lot of
it is
less
not,
than great
it is not
options.
based on Francis's purview. So
That's fair. Yeah.
Francis is helping, but it, like, if I had given it to Meg, major bonus, perhaps.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that has happened. We'll resolve your
currently-
feelings about that pretty
Yeah,
soon.
I am currently just finishing editing my character sheet.
Absolutely.
This is good to know that this in the previous time that I have played, this did not happen. So
did not
good
happen.
to know that this is a thing that can happen.
This is a thing that can happen. Yeah. So the Clade are pretty capricious.
Ha.
They can trade you around for no other reason than perhaps they are tired of you, or perhaps you were part of a larger deal because there was somebody that they really wanted from the other
Right.
god. Or maybe the loop really wanted you.
Whatever works, I suppose.
You may think of it however you would like.
I get it. Rubber bands are circles.
Oh my god, rubber bands are circles.
Good job, Nelthus.
Rubber bands
Yeah.
are circles.
Uh-oh.
Circles.
Worldview changed.
Oh, the circles make a circle.
All right.
Sorry, my mind has just expanded and I'm having a difficult time with the new. I lost my access to a lot of knowledge, and yet I feel like I gained more. and I'm very confused.
Mm.
I'm so sorry, one sec. I had a knock and I need to see if it was just the baby at the door or if it was an actual need. One sec.
Maybe at the door.
It happens. He just bangs on the door sometimes.
I understand. Francis,
Yes.
how are we feeling?
You doing, buddy?
Thrown for a loop.
Ah,
Sorry, could not resist.
yeah.
Could not resist. Wow, that changed almost everything about my character sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some things go down, some things go up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some things went like much farther up, and some things went down to absolutely nothing. So there's, Man,
Yeah.
that's a lot. Feeling far more stretchy than I did before.
Yeah.
Feeling just kind of odd, a little bizarre, feeling hardier, smarter. Weird, very, very weird.
Did you, I feel like you had identified a lot with Nell's purviews
Yeah,
as a person.
Yes.
And so,
This is, Francis just kind of looked down and is like, oh God, this suit's really tacky, isn't it? It's like, it's not, suit.
I mean, a
really
little,
not
but
bad.
you love it, so we didn't.
I did.
I mean, if you want to like go shopping,
Yes.
that.
montage.
So I'm feeling more springtime, like maybe some
Ooh.
pastels.
Mhm.
For Francis, you're
Like-
speaking my language. Hold up.
Look, yeah. Nelphis, you had your hand raised.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to put a downer on the shopping trip,
Sure.
but that super dangerous thing in the box might be coming for me.
Still there.
Oh,
Still out there.
box thing. Box
What
thing
about
minus box.
My existential crisis. Right. Sorry.
Also, everyone else, it wasn't just me, right? With, you know who and the laughing and the
Oh no. Yeah. No. That was very
that's
much.
definitely a
Okay.
thing.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's a thing that I feel like we cannot address because it's like bigger than any of us, all of us combined.
Right.
But we can still address box thing and maybe put it back in the box.
Hmm.
I think that sounds good.
Like if it's in the box when he comes to collect it,
Right.
that's...
I mean, let's be entirely honest here. He knows it left the box. But if we can get it back in
Sure.
the box, maybe, yeah, I agree. I agree.
And here's the
I agree.
other question.
We also
This-
never opened it.
Mhm.
We did not open it. And we haven't
No.
looked at it yet, which brings me to my next question.
Yeah.
Is this like a Medusa situation where we like aren't going to look at it directly?
Oh yeah, if
While
we
trying
see
to
it,
get
are
it
we gonna
into
like
the
turn
box?
to stone?
Or is that just like another rule that like right now it's like, okay, it's out of the box, but at least you haven't broken the other rules and then we break the other rules. And
Mm,
because he definitely said don't look at it. Right?
But
I
yeah.
think so.
but
Yeah.
what if the thing in the box was like Pandora's box, you know? Like the story of Pandora, who's like a huge misfit because everyone blames them from unleashing like all the evils in the world. But
Right.
Pandora kept something in the box. She kept hope in the box,
Right.
you know? And maybe that's what Rhymes has been
I
doing.
think it's a
Maybe
good
Rhyme-
thing. Maybe.
I mean,
I
maybe.
I think I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I feel like that's above our pay grade to address.
I don't disagree with either of you. If
Because
it
that
is a
does feel
Medusa-
like something Rhyme would do.
It does. It also feels like a Medusa situation. Going back to that for a moment, if it is something along those lines, I feel like it's not going to be something as simple as stone. I feel like it's going to have to do with fingers. Have you ever seen the what's the film Espionage Children, where they're all the pinky fingers?
If
My
it's not a
favorite
rom-com,
franchise.
I have not
yes.
seen it.
It's Espionage Children 1,
I mean,
2,
there is
Espionage
a
Children 3D.
love storyline ish in
Mhm.
Espionage Children.
Right, kind of. I think there's
bit.
many.
Does not feel like my energy.
Fair.
Put that out there.
I also like the idea that Nelphis was definitely like, maybe a good thing we let it out. So what if we just hang out and do nothing?
Right. Yeah.
No, and look, hey, not opposed to it potentially being a good thing, right? And if we find it, and it is something along the lines of, hope or the embodiment of all that is blissful, might be fun. Might be a good encounter.
Okay, but we all
especially
saw the little
considering the day
creepy
we've
hands
had.
that came outside of the box, right? We all saw the little demon fingers.
Maybe it just has weird hands. Maybe the rest
Yeah.
of it's fine.
You can't judge someone on their hands, Meg.
I can. It's called a
Nelphis-
manicure.
And
Okay.
Nelphis shoves his hands back inside his Snuggie, like, don't worry about it. Hands are fine.
It's called maintaining your cuticles. It's called a layer of polish. It's called a nice trim. It's called shaping.
None of which Nelphis is
Wow.
done.
I mean, maybe Meg
like
wants to
that.
give this thing a manicure. That's what I just got out
No,
of that.
Meg wants to give Nelphis a manicure. She's been asking Nelphis for months. And Nelphis
Maybe-
continually says no because he's using his hands for sleeping somehow.
I would argue that if you just started doing it, it would be easier for him to just let you finish.
She's tried and he has actively floated away.
Oh, wow. It's a lot of effort.
He had
All right.
big manicure feelings, I guess.
Jel, buddy,
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
are you feeling on the whole box thingy?
Mhm. Bad. I'm feeling bad about it. I think that the thing in the box, my worry is that it is rhyme. Like he just tricked us into carrying him around in a little box for a while because he thought that might be fun. I don't know. I guess we'll see what shows up.
By the Clade, you might be right. That does seem like something he would do. I'm gonna be
This guy
real
is way
mad
too much fun.
if it is.
Because then the little fingers and everything coming out could have just been
Yeah, just
his
like a
head, head
or
first out of the
just like
box.
he like shrunk himself down and is just head first. I don't like that.
Wait, but how does that make sense? Because he was there
doesn't.
when he
It
when he
doesn't,
put the
no.
box there.
It's the Clade, Nelphis. They can kind of do what they want, and we just don't question it sometimes.
And it not making sense would be totally on brand for him.
I'm pretty much a different person now because that just happened. Have you heard me talk this much the entire time that we have been right?
God, it's like they rewrote your soul.
It's very weird, and I don't know if I like it, but I do feel more comfortable.
I mean, I've always wanted
That's
to
good.
see you in like a pretty like sage green, and you've been like really leaning into the beiges for a long time.
It's not
So
great.
I'm kind of excited for you.
Yeah, no, I feel good. I like the flower. I wasn't a huge fan of flowers. Really like them now. Big love. Good stuff.
As you are having this conversation, something comes hurtling back into the ritual circle.
Is it coming? Are we looking at it? Did we decide?
Again, not again. No, I like the flowers. Please let me keep the flowers.
Wait, what are we gonna do? Are we just is the box open? Is the lid off the box?
No, it is not.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
You
feel
were
for the
all
box.
very clear on
Don't open it. Don't
keeping
open
the
it.
box closed.
No, I have to take the lid off so he can
No,
get in. He can get in the box.
That's opening it.
Okay. We were told
But
not to open
has
the box.
Okay,
We
so I'm
did
not opening it.
Open the box.
But it can open the box to get back inside, right?
It's got hands.
It at least has fingers.
It for
It-
sure
it-
has fingers.
It is at
Nelphis
least
peeks.
only fingers.
Right.
Nelphis is gonna peek.
Hmm. So this thing comes hurtling back into your ritual circle. Who is peeking? Who is looking? Meg is definitely not.
No.
Francis, are you looking?
I don't know. I think if Nelf is open, I'm going to be standing back a bit, and if it's like open wide enough to get like a like over the shoulder glance, then maybe.
I
think probably.
Jell, are you looking?
For like doing this.
I'm gonna roll to find out if I am.
Okay.
Because I can't decide.
Okay.
And Meg is like
Odds.
hands over her eyes, absolutely not. Like la 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 la.
Odds I'm gonna look. I rolled a 4. I'm not looking.
No.
I'm just gonna look down at the ground as I continue to like slime the ritual circle
Keep
and
pacing
occasionally give Francis fashion advice when I pass it.
as you're passing.
Very good.
Meg is,
Aubergine, maybe.
like yelling a lot. She's like, are you guys looking? Should we look? What did we decide? Are you looking? Who's looking? She's like yelling with her
Okay.
eyes closed.
So
I don't know. I might
the
not.
people who are not looking, you hear, well, everyone hears, this like beautiful music that feels like it is speaking directly to your soul. I think it sounds different for each person. It is like just poking right in there, and it makes everybody like you all realize that you're crying a little bit.
Not gonna lie, for Francis, whatever it is, it could like the most beautiful melody being played on a rubber band banjo.
Absolutely.
For him, it's
Yeah.
just
If that is what
like
it
cardboard,
speaks to
tissue
you,
box, rubber band banjo.
for sure. Absolutely. I would imagine that for Meg, it's fairly orchestral, like the swell of music in a romantic comedy at that
Oh
moment.
no, it's the wedding march.
Oh,
For sure.
delightful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nelphis,
Just canon.
what are you hearing? What is
Nelphis
like
definitely.
speaking to your soul?
Nelphis just hears the sound of a woman with no name humming a soft lullaby, only gentle enough to be heard to those held close and almost whispered into the ear.
Yep.
Wow.
All right,
baby
Jell,
miss
follow
the
that one.
baby.
What are you hearing?
I mean, I'm not going to have anything as good as that.
Sorry,
It's
still
just
have to
think-
slime ASMR.
like little squishy sounds. No, I think Jell is probably like into something he's like very slightly embarrassed to be into.
wait to hear what it is.
Like, let's
Did you hear
do
mine?
like orchestral covers of pop songs.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Love that.
Cool.
Like something he would really want to turn up really loud while he's driving and like put the windows down, but then he would put the windows up at a stoplight.
I don't want anybody to know I'm listening to this.
Yeah.
Damon, that.
Yeah. Speaks to you, doesn't it?
Definitely not listening to anime openings in my car and rocking out with the windows down and then just.
You are, though. You are.
Mhm.
It's okay.
Mhm.
Own it. You're in a safe place here. And so you're all like overcome with emotion by it. And the people who are peeking, maybe just Nelphis, Francis,
I think it's Francis over
Francis
the
as
shoulder.
well.
Yeah.
It's like a little creature thing. But it's kind of constantly shifting in shape. It has limbs, but doesn't always have limbs. It has whatever appendages it needs to move and travel. And it's like a weird swirling color that you cannot identify.
Never before seen on Earth.
Perhaps. And it is trying to get
too
back
forward.
into the box.
Oh.
So like little appendages are coming out and
Sorry,
trying
I just
to like
hate this
pull-
motion.
pull open the box.
Gross.
It's just like, you know, it's creating limbs and wait to try to get back in, and it's like it's kind of now giving off this kind of frantic energy because it's trying to get into the box.
So standing next to the box, are any of these limbs like brushing against Meg or making contact?
You had to ask.
For sure.
So you just see her in the middle. She's still got her eyes set, and she's just like this little like whimper noise.
As Meg does that, she feels a hand sort of grabbing her, like kind of on the bicep, and it's Nelphus just kind of like gently trying to like calm her, because Nelphus is all about like relaxing and calm and seeing. Yeah, and it's warm and it's like comforting.
As you do that, her noises change from like the whimper to a yeah. Like she's still not like all the way calm, but it's definitely like
No.
from full-blown
Deep
panic
breath in for
attacks, like
4,
the edge of.
Deep breath out for 4. Deep breath
Yeah.
in for 6. Deep breath out for 6. Circular, square. I know I said 2 different things there.
It's all a loop. It's all a loop.
The loop.
It's all a loop.
It's all a loop.
I think Francis goes from like this, peeking through it, to just fast. Like the moment he starts hearing Wagon Wheel being played on the rubber bands in his head, just kind of looks at it with this odd fascination. And if I can, I would like to use my green thumb.
Yeah.
And kind of like do this motion, and I want to create like either a ramp or some steps up to the box for it to be able to travel with greater ease.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
lift it up and maybe like roll it down the ramp into the box.
Okay. Yeah, so it is growing up at that pace. My 2 friends who are outside the circle, could you please give me a presence check?
Just straight presence?
Just straight presence.
I have rolled a 5.
Okay. Did your presence adjust, Francis? Is that what we're checking?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Whoops.
Might have been for the better though.
That's good. Just
Nope,
swap
it was
who
not.
you're bonded to before you have
It
to make
was
a roll.
for the other one.
It was for the worst. It's fine. It's just the one then.
Okay.
4.
Okay. Jell, you are feeling a pull into the song, but you're pretty focused on continuing the circle. Francis, you gotta go touch this thing. You gotta.
It looks so round sometimes. Other times less round, but then it's back to round. It's gotta. What is it? I need to know.
Also, Nelphus and Meg, give me a presence roll. It's not as dire because y'all are already in the circle. Your friend Francis is about to break the ritual circle.
I don't know where the snoot is, but I must boop it. It's somewhere. I know there's gotta be one.
Just gonna keep poking until I find it.
I have 1 success and a 5.
Okay, Nelphus?
The others
5.
are a 2 and a 1.
Okay, so everybody else can sort of, I mean, like, you want to touch it, but your brain goes, hey, maybe not. Maybe don't. Not Francis though. Francis, you have a compulsion.
I must touch.
Do I notice Francis like starting to head inward?
You may do a notice check.
I would like to.
Yeah.
Loop from the loop.
Meg has her eyes closed.
Yep.
So, and you are looking down, so it's going to be hard because you are averting your eyes.
Mm-hmm. Brains and notice?
I would think yes.
Great.
It's gonna be tough. I think I need 4 successes because you are looking down. You are
Well, I
purposely-
only have 3 dice. So let's see what happens.
Can't buy it beforehand.
Well, Francis does love a spheroid, so enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah, I only got 1 success.
You do not notice him moving.
All right. Nelphus obviously does because he's walking towards me because I'm inside the circle where the creature is.
Well, how about it's not super obvious because you are comforting Meg currently.
Oh yeah, but we're both in the circle though.
Sure.
So he'd be coming. I mean, more seeing him come towards us, not seeing his intention and stuff like that.
Yes, you see him approaching.
Yeah.
You can see him approaching the circle.
Yeah. So Nelphus will say, "Hey, Francis, doing all right?"
Looks so cute, and I must help it. Sometimes it looks cute. Other times horrifying, but sometimes it's cute, and I have to help it. Circular. Now not. Nope. Now that's square. Oh,
Okay.
and we're back.
Hey, Meg.
Yes,
That's a
yes,
shape
yes,
I haven't
yes.
seen before.
Francis
Is
is
that
saying,
you or is that Rhyme doing your voice?
Oh.
Ooh.
I don't know how to prove that to you.
How many manicures have I given you?
Given or tried? Too
Given.
many. None.
Okay. Okay, what do you need?
Okay. Well,
Right,
Francis
because Rhyme
is-
couldn't possibly know that.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. No chance.
So Francis is coming this way, and he's saying some stuff. I think maybe falling in with Loop has kind of had a bit of a bigger effect on him.
Has it thrown him for a loop?
That's really good.
Thanks.
That's very
I
very
try.
clever. But yeah, he's coming
Right,
this
right.
way, and the thing, it's trying to get in the box, but it's having some trouble. And Francis, he made some flowers grow, and now
Okay.
there's a little ramp.
It has so many limbs. How is it having trouble getting into the box?
It's like, those like balls that you get that are filled with like gooey fluid, and then you shake them, and then they stick to things.
Kind of like gel.
And yeah, a little like gel. It's like trying to roll one of them. It doesn't quite go in a straight line. This
Okay.
thing's kind of trying to go in, but it's like,
You address the thing, and I'm going to address Francis.
okay,
Okay.
break.
Could I hear Francis talking when he was talking to Nelphus? Probably. If Nelphus could hear him, I could probably hear him.
Yeah.
I'm
I
assuming.
think
Sure, we're in the same
Francis
spot.
is like, for the sake of not interrupting anybody, I'm not saying it, but Francis absolutely is going circle, not a circle, circle.
Just
not a circle.
describing what shape
Definitely
it is.
not a circle. Oh, it's a circle.
So Meg is going to do party favor.
Oh.
Oh.
And she's going to center it on where Francis is, and she's gonna just play like Cotton Eye Joe, like real loud on top of him to try and drown out the thing sound.
Are you opening your eyes?
No, she is basing it based on where she can hear him.
Great.
Yeah.
I would like you to give me. You're gonna hate me, but it is definitely a brains one to know where to put it.
Can it also be notice?
Yes.
Okay. So that's 1.
Great. Okay, with your eyes closed,
Going to
and
die.
it's a steady mumble. You're gonna have to get an exploding 6 because I need 3 successes to get it in the right spot.
I believe in you. Where did you come from?
Oh my god, the first one was a 6.
That's 1.
Where did you go?
Come on.
For Cotton Eye Joe, baby.
That
one is a 3.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh. So
just started.
it goes off. I think the issue was that where Gel was in the circle. So now, Gel, you hear Cotton Eye Joe
It's a
exclusively.
little jarring.
It is very jarring.
Did it work, Francis?
It is definitely a shift from what you were hearing before. And it's not even an orchestral version of it. It's just like a regular version.
It's just a regular thing.
It's kind of the hamsterized version.
This would probably track with anything that Rhyme would ever do to gel, so it's not that surprising, I guess. Startling, not surprising.
Great.
Hadn't been.
Nelphys, did I get him?
Orb.
Oh no, he's still doing the muttering. Shoot. Can I just try again?
Well, I mean, I would say yes, but Francis at this point has now stepped through the ritual circle and broken it.
Oh no. What happens? What does that mean? What does that do? Sarah. Stop laughing at me.
The pulse, there's another pulse that goes out. And everybody's sort of blown off their feet because you were all still putting energy into this ritual circle. Everybody is sort of knocked to the ground, and the thing is knocked out of the circle area, away from the box.
Am I still sort of like under the spell?
Yeah, you still really want to touch it.
I'm like kind of knocked for a loop. And I'm gonna make a beeline for it.
Yeah,
I really want to touch that thing. Gotta grab it.
Great. It's not far from you because of how where it ended up landing. So you now are holding it.
What?
Here is what happens. It starts.
Hi, buddy.
Wrapping itself around the color, wrapping itself around like your hands. And like integrating with your hands.
Oh no.
And then there's like everything gets very, very, very quiet. Absence of sound.
Great.
And then behind you, you feel someone enter your space.
Ooh.
Through like a tear in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And then this rip sort of closes. And Rhyme has come to collect his box.
To be fair, I say aloud, we did not open the box.
He's just staring at all of you.
It did, however, open itself, I think.
Oh, this is awkward.
Nelphys starts floating away.
Meg still has her eyes closed.
You you bump up into like an invisible barrier, and now you're just spinning against the invisible barrier. Just
Can I shove my hand that is currently fusing with this thing? I'm just gonna shove it into one of my extra dimensional pocket bags.
Sure.
Just into the suit coat.
Guys, did we get it back in the box?
No.
Okay. She's just gonna open her eyes. Well, we're all
Rhyme is right in front of you when you open your eyes.
Ha!
Jill's gonna walk into the busted circle now.
Yeah.
And with the pseudopod, just reach out and like scoop up the box and then offer it to Rhyme. It's still closed.
He reaches out and takes it. His arms are too long, his fingers are too long. He takes it and he shakes it by his ear. And he says, I think you've all been very naughty.
Ooh.
Aw.
Whoa!
The
Wait,
ducks did
hang
it.
on.
No.
Hang on. No.
Cocks his head at you.
I've had a day.
Hmm.
We've all had a day. There were half people attempting to get the box. We did successfully keep the box away from the half people. We kept whatever is or was not in the box away from the half people.
And
Very
we got it
convincing.
back from the bird thing.
And we got it back from the bird thing. It is in one piece.
Half of us did not look at it.
Sorry.
Thanks, Meg. Great support.
I got you.
And we did exactly as you asked. We did not open the box.
To the best of our abilities,
To the best
we
of our abilities.
did the task that was assigned to us.
Yes. We did technically follow the rules.
As much as we could.
As much as we
You're
could.
not saying anything, and that's making me very anxious, actually.
Mr. Rhymes, sir? We're sorry.
Also that.
Rhyme just smiles.
I
Don't like that.
Oh no. Don't go like
no.
just
Not a
just
fan,
smiles and sort of draws himself up into his full height. You realize that he had been always a little, like, the angles were always a little weird, so he was always kind of hunching strangely, and he draws himself up to his full height. He is very, very much bigger than you, and he is kind of looming over you, and he opens the box, and it is empty, as we all knew it would be.
It's
He gave us an empty box.
And
Empty all along.
he comes to each of you in turn, and in a very unsettling manner, he like smells you, just sort of like up your face.
Yep.
Smells each of you.
I wonder if at this point, when he goes and smells the first person, Reg is like, okay, you just ask.
So he pulls it out. You pull your hand out of your pocket.
Yeah.
With it.
Yeah, I assume. At this point, I can only assume.
Oh yeah, no. When you pull your hand out of that interdimensional pocket,
Yeah.
your hand is empty. And he
I got you.
he goes through and he smells everyone, and Francis, he lands on you and he's smelling, and he gets very, very close to you, and he says, "What's in your pocket?"
I wish I could tell you, but really, I'm not sure anymore.
It could be a circle. It could be a square.
It could be a shape you've never seen. A color heretofore seen on any plane.
So he takes his limbs.
Oh.
Why's it got to be limbs?
There are too many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course
And
there
he-
are.
Pulls them back for a moment and then reaches them all into all of your pockets at the same time.
Ah! Ooh! Ooh! Ooh!
Okay.
just
all
like-
Crystal bubble!
Okay.
Crystal bubble!
Yep. Oh, there's
Rooting around in there looking for stuff.
okay. Careful.
My candy.
That lipstick is limited edition.
And then he pulls out the thing
Oh my god.
that had been in the box.
Oh,
And
by
it's
the
sort
way.
of like swirling above his hand. And you all
That's
hear
what it looked like?
the music again. And the music, it feels a little melancholy. And he starts like petting it, and it calms down. And the music stills and stops. And then he takes it over, puts it back into the box, like so gently, like almost gingerly, like it's fragile. And it spreads out along the bottom of the box.
It
closes it up.
It is very cute sometimes. Sometimes.
He just looks at you.
And now you have the thing in the box and returned to you. You're welcome.
You have a hand on your mouth suddenly. And he sets the box down in the middle of the shattered circle. And he turns around. And you know that look that like your favorite teacher gave you when they were disappointed?
Yeah.
Sort of looks at you all, and then he says, I think you need to do one more thing. Hand is gone.
We're very sorry.
I think you need to deliver this to its recipient.
Oh.
We do.
And
Is
don't
there
let
an
it out
address?
again.
Right. Is there an address?
What is who's
we did
recipient? Who?
And his features kind of soften, which is not a thing you ever thought that you would see. And he looks sort of wistful and sad.
Oh.
And he says, you need to bring this to Litry.
Do I smell a love story?
Do you say that out loud?
Yes. Absolutely.
The wistfulness and sorrow is gone. And he just smiles again. And then there's a rip behind him in the air, and he steps through it, and like his laughter is echoing in your brain as it's knitting itself back together. Like his a bunch of little fingers are coming out and like closing the thing in the air.
Okay. Only one question really matters here.
Right.
Have they already met already, or do they need to meet?
I mean, a meet cute doesn't necessarily need to be a first meeting.
It could be a reunion.
I think we're gonna take our bio break
Ah.
with Meg trying desperately to entangle herself in a Clade's potential love story.
Oh
Yes.
boy.
What could go wrong?
Probably
Everything.
nothing.
Nothing at
So yeah,
all.
so we're gonna take a quick break. So for those of you watching at home, go grab yourself something to drink. This feels like this is gonna be a popcorn moment, so maybe you want to get yourself something that you can snack on. And we'll be right back. And we're back from the break. We did it! Cheers! Yeah. We talked about
Bossy
toddler
fingers.
leashes.
We
No
did.
more context. Okay, so we're into. You have been given the box. You have been told to give it to Litri. Rhyme just left in a disturbing way. Meg has heart eyes. What are we doing?
I feel like I have an important question. And it might just be because I've had my entire being almost entirely rewritten.
Uh-huh.
I don't recall if we know the answer to this. Who's Litri?
Excellent question.
Rhymes love, obviously.
Great.
Soulmates. Meant to
Excellent.
be. Making that
How
happen.
do we find them?
Do any of you? Let's see.
I'm gonna look at the box, see if there's an address. on it.
It's just it said on
I
it
just
to
didn't notice.
You never
Litri
know.
and his address the whole time. If you had only looked at the box.
Rhyme. It could have not been there before and is there now. It could be
And even if
there
it was
like,
there before,
glance
we
at
were
it out
not
of the
under
side of our
orders
eye.
to deliver it.
Right.
I think probably. I mean, you've all heard of Litri. He has
Yeah.
been around for a really, really, really long time. He has a bridge that at this point is essentially made entirely out of paint.
Right.
He has been just like starting at one end and painting until he gets to the other end and then starting over. And it was paint and it was paper at one point, but it is no longer really. You do know. Actually, everybody give me a brains and no check. And we'll see how
I'm
much.
good at that now.
Yeah, we'll see how much you
Do
know
I
about
get
Litchi.
the one pity die if it's 0 and 0?
Yes,
Yes.
but it does not explode if it's a 6.
That's a 1.
Meg, you are so distracted by love.
This is going to be so great, you guys. You know, suddenly I just feel like this wasn't a horrific waste of my day. It was meant to be.
So I just rolled 4 6s.
Well, you may re-roll them all.
I have 1 knowledge.
Mm.
0 brain.
Amazing.
I rolled a
Amazing.
6, a 6, a 6, a 6, and a 2.
Right, so you got 4. Francis?
I rolled 2 6s. And then the rest were like 2s and 3s.
And the 6 was, you re-rolled them properly?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I rolled 3 dice. 2 of them were 6s, and then the other 2 were 2 and 3, and then they came up again as 2 and 3 respectively.
Got it. Gel?
I had 3 dice to roll, and rather than tell you what I got, I'm just going to say pass.
Got it. Okay, good. So, Nelphis, you've actually, I think you've probably been around Litri's Bridge quite a bit. There's a duck pond nearby, but also Litri, as you have been able to glean, is just like deeply agoraphobic, and he stays on his bridge all of the time. He very, very, very rarely steps off his bridge. In fact, if he does, it is like news all over the Shining Garden. Like, you would get an alert that said like, holy cow, you guys, Litri's off his bridge. So the fact that like you have observed him, he just like quiet, he keeps to himself, he paints, people rarely visit him. He's very protective of his bridge, and he is sort of just like constantly making adjustments with the color of it.
Could I say that Nelphis actually, not necessarily regularly, but has visited him in the past? I feel as though an agoraphobic person who wants to just chill in one spot and have people leave him alone is exactly who Nelphis would get along with.
I'm going to say that you don't visit, but you have been on his bridge and he has not kicked you off because you haven't become a problem.
Yeah.
You're just
Probably
sort of like
drifted.
floating above.
Bonk. Bonk.
Mhm. Yep.
Bonk.
Yep.
It's the bubble kid.
Yeah,
that's that
absolutely.
guy.
Oh, and Francis, you had 2 successes, yeah?
Yes.
So you know where Litry is, and you know what he does, but like
Right.
you haven't. I'm gonna say you've never come in contact with him. You've probably passed the
No.
bridge and seen him on the bridge,
Yeah.
but like that's it. So you know where to go.
Okay.
How far away is it?
You're in Keats Hills right now.
Like, how fast can we dump this box? Is what I'm getting at.
Well, I mean, so public transport is super reliable and fast and safe here. You could take public transport. 3 of the 4 of you do fly. You could baby Bjorn it again. Could make it over there.
I feel like I'm leaning Bjorn's. I do not want to get stuck on public transport if a thing tries to
Also
take the
kind
box
of
again.
not. Yeah.
Or if the thing tries to leave the box.
I'm
That's
also
fair.
down
This sounds-
for travel by
Nelphus
automobile.
agrees, but Dag thinks that sounds super exciting.
I mean, it's fair.
Yeah, let's just fly there in case something happens along the way. I think that's a great idea.
Francis creates the rubber band cradle once more. It is now made of much more colorful rubber bands than the
Yay.
usual beige.
It's a nice upgrade.
I love it.
It just sort of happened, and honestly, I don't mind it.
Yeah. Meg's wings are like a little extra fluttery right now.
Huh.
She's like on a mission.
Meg is close to hyperventilating with excitement. Just,
I love.
I wonder if they were friends. It did
We're
seem
gonna
very
find
sad.
out.
oh, who's gonna hold your hand to make sure that Nelphus
Meg, I got you. I got you.
is? He was like, somebody help me. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Hello, please. Thank you.
Yeah. So I don't think it takes you too long to get there. As you are approaching the bridge, you're gonna pass an area of the city where a lot of the artists live. And there is like yellow powder just everywhere, sort of permeating everything. And the closer that you get to the bridge, the less there is of it, but it's still pretty apparent. Had you walked through this to get there, you all would be covered in this powder, but you flew above. I think you probably picked up a little bit. Jel, probably you the most because of what you got going on with the
Yeah.
stickiness and stuff.
Well, I clean my clothes the moment we land
It's
because
just, oh.
yeah, but make it fashion, and
But
I'll
make it
just
fashion,
swap my clothes to the same clothes but clean.
but clean. Mhm. I wonder how much that causes a problem with you and Meg. Like Meg's like, you have this, you
have
could wear
options.
whatever, and yet
Yeah,
It's not
But
like
these-
an
these
issue,
fit.
but she's definitely made comment.
of course.
But I
Makes
love
a
the fact that
comment.
he's got I love the fact that he's got what is effectively magician's tearaway clothes, and he's like, and rip.
always the same, and it's always the same underneath. The prestige. So, so you've landed. There are always some people watching the bridge. You know, it's an interesting thing to look at. Litry is out on it, and he is painting sort of a third of the way down the bridge on the side that you were on.
I'm gonna give the box to Meg.
Can I feel it moving?
Yeah.
Okay, this is fine. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's
not
for
that bad. It's not that bad. It's actually kind of cute.
it's yeah.
And
It
he's-
sings very nicely.
It's fine.
He's very
Um,
nice.
It's actually
She's just
cute.
gonna kind of like approach and be like, "Hey, Litry."
Are you getting onto the bridge, or are you calling from the end of the bridge?
She's like hovering above the bridge.
Oh. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Okay. He sort of ignores you. He's painting.
So I've got something for you from Rhyme.
Kind of stills. And then he like shakes his head, shrugs his shoulders around, and then he goes back to painting.
It's really cute sometimes, I've heard.
Thumbs up from Francis underneath the bridge. Or
So she'll kind of like fly.
Hovering in the air like 10 feet away, like.
Yeah, she's like, so she'll like fly, so she's right in Littry's face and just be like, Rhyme sent it just for you.
Because you are in his face and he cannot ignore that. He reaches up and takes the box and he looks at it a little confused, and then he looks up at you. And you get the idea that like he doesn't know how to talk to people anymore. Because he doesn't do it
I
often.
can do all the talking for both of us.
So he says, he like leans in maybe a little bit too close to you, and he goes, I have it. You can go.
So I was just wondering, like, do you think, like, is this like a gift? Do you want to send something back to Rhyme? Because if you want to send something back, I could like deliver that for you.
He's holding it and has gone back to painting, and your foot got too close to where he was painting, and so he just paints over your foot.
You know what? That's okay. I bet this would sell for like so much, like painted by Litry. Ah, you're such a big deal, which maybe is why Rhyme has their eye on you.
Going, and he
Hey, Jel.
Yeah.
Meg just say we're going back to go see Rhyme because I'm not on board.
I'm not
with that.
no, I'm not here
Meg,
for that.
Meg,
Yeah,
Meg.
yes.
what you're doing is adorable and very kind.
Yeah.
Maybe let's not.
Give me one good reason.
Right.
Rhyme.
Rhyme.
so everybody yells it in unison.
I think Jell is going to pseudopod out and like very gently kind of like grab Meg's collar and like tug a little bit.
Just
like,
As she's being pulled back, she's just yelling, I just think you guys would be really cute together. And if you wanted to,
You're
maybe
doing
I could bring
so
him to
good,
you
honey.
since you don't like leaving. And just call me. I can help.
So Litry, once you have like exited, and he was kind of hunched over the box as he was painting, just kind of like in like a protective stance. And you
100% still watching to see what happens.
yeah. And as you have, you're off at the edge of the bridge, basically. And as soon as you've sort of broken that plane of being off of the bridge and like out of his sort of field of like what he cares about,
Influence.
basically,
Yeah.
he peeks open, like opens the box a little bit, and everybody hears a song again, but it is no longer your song. It is like a really pure, clear tone, some sort of stringed instrument. And he opens it all the way up, and this color flows out that you haven't ever seen before, and it goes
Get
into
it now.
little like paper pots that he has. And he's standing there, and he, for just a moment, like his eyes clear, and he stands really tall, and like he has like this beautiful smile on his face, and he kind of reaches out and touches the color briefly and brings it up on his hand and looks at it. And then the song fades, and he sort of shrinks back in on himself and looks a little confused again. And like just kind of shakes a little bit, and he picks up his paintbrush and he dips into the new paint and he starts painting on the bridge.
That was the most romantic thing I've ever seen, you guys.
So good. You did so good, Meg.
They're gonna be
I'm proud of
they're
you.
gonna get this is we have to go back to Rhyme.
Do we?
No.
Or now that you've begun such a beautiful thing, maybe just let it do its
Oh, and
thing.
what? Let my sister take over from here so she
No.
gets all the credit?
No, this doesn't feel like your sister. I want you to look at what just happened and tell me that that is your sister's domain.
You're
I
right.
want
Everything
you to
she does
look
sucks.
at everything about that moment and tell me that anything about that was hookup culture. No,
Right.
there was a
You're right.
beautiful, impactful, personal gift. Your sister's got nothing on that.
You're right. Thank you.
Oh, with snaps even.
It's a new
It's
thing
just
for
rubber
me.
bands snapping from one hand to the other.
Twing, twing.
You're right. You're right. We'll just check in on them tomorrow. See how they're doing.
Okay.
Or still not, maybe.
Meg's gonna be a problem for the rest of the campaign. Pow, 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 pow.
That's why you love her.
So you have completed your mission.
Mm.
You have gotten yourself to you've protected the box mostly.
Kind of.
You've gotten it where it needs to go. I am going to say that post-credit scene, there is definitely a large winged bird thing that is circling Littery's bridge. So Melvin just peeks back in. What? Oh,
I take no
It's
responsibility
adorable
for what
and
it
also
does now.
terrifying.
So yeah, like that is and then for a little bit of extra flavor, we hear Rhymes laugh with that circling.
Is it nicer now, or is it just as great?
It's still just as scary and terrifying.
Lovely.
True love.
Yeah, so that has been our arc of the Crowned for this one.
Yay! We did it. Sort of.
Sort of. Well, I mean, you
We
did.
sort of
You,
did it.
you did all the things and lots of things that were unexpected. So,
Us.
yeah. No, what?
I woke up and I had breakfast. I feel like Nelphus achieved all of his dreams.
He did it.
Hey, if that
He did
happened to
great.
me.
And I would say that we're. I will give, because there's always a chance that we will come back and play more. So I'm going to give you all experience points. You did a lot. You did a ritual. You tangled with a Clade member. I think everybody gets, because there were three play sessions. I'm going to give everybody 30 experience points.
Nice.
Ooh. Cool.
So if we do meet again in the future, which I hope to, then we can upgrade those characters with buying some more wonders.
Yes.
So let's do our moments of gratitude for the whole series.
Cool.
I'm going to go first. And I really am deeply, deeply grateful for Nelphus and the constant dedication to just drifting around and never once touching the ground
For
or
once.
going anywhere through your own locomotion. It is always and forever someone else's responsibility to make you do anything at all. And I think that was a bold and powerful choice that you never wavered from. So thank you, because
Yes.
that was incredible.
Even
Thank
at
you.
the end,
Thank
when you were like, oh, what if somebody forgets me? I'll just
I
grab
don't
your
fly.
hands.
And the best part is, if we had forgotten you, that would have been fine. Like if we had taken
Right.
off without you, you would have been like,
Meh.
Oh yeah, Nelphus would have had his whole other thing going on.
That's the short we were
Nelphus's
talking
day
about.
off, like,
yeah,
he
just like
would've
a
Fun bread
day.
adventure.
Just him going through shenanigans till he lands back where we are.
yeah.
He would have found you
Separate
eventually.
adventure. The adventure. Is
Ugh.
Best.
My moment of gratitude definitely has to go to Patrick. Honestly, I think one of the biggest things when it comes to creating and designing characters is creating what you design as your own headcanon. To have your character be so vividly played out in your head that when you manifest it as a performer, as a role player, it has a particular image. Today saw a challenge that very few people get to see, and that is a huge diametric shift in what that conceptual idea is. And not only did we see just such a distinct difference between how Francis was before and after that event, but we also got to see that you didn't rebuff it. You embraced it. You ran with it, and that for me speaks highly not only of your own like skill and prowess, which I'm very, very aware of how skilled and talented you are as a role player, but also the absolute trust you have in Sarah to take the reins on it, and your fellow storytellers to be able to be here and share that experience with you. So you're phenomenal, and I love your face.
Thanks,
We
buddy.
love you.
I'm bad at taking compliments, but thank you.
I know, that's why I make them super long.
I'm gonna pass the love on to Lexi with Meg. With speaking of dedication to a character and having such a like vividly fleshed out core concept and just running with it to its natural conclusion, to its truly natural extreme. Like every single opportunity you had, you took for a meet cute moment, whether that was at the very beginning at the coffee shop with the journal that you were writing in, to trying to solve the fight we were having with the half people by getting Francis into a meet cute with one of them, to the very end of it, the moment like picking up on like all the little clues from Rhyme as far as like what like the smallest tiniest chance that there was something going on between Rhyme and Littery. By God, you were going to make it work. And it was just like it was just so much fun to watch, and just such a joy as always to role play with you, and just like it's ridiculous, man. It's just absolutely ridiculous, and I love everything about it.
Thanks. I love Meg.
Lexi was like a bloodhound with those
Oh my
clues I was
God.
laying out. She was like,
This one,
wait.
maybe this one, maybe this
Love
one.
stories. Wait.
But like it always made sense, right? There was always like you didn't just throw a random like these are two people, it's meet cute. There was always some situation that was going on where you created the excuse that there should be a meet cute there, and you gave rationale behind it.
Even in the middle of combat.
Even in the middle of
mostly in the middle of combat.
Mostly.
Especially in the middle of combat. Thank you. I just adore you. And I have to pass the love on to Jell, because I really feel like, Damon, you almost did like the opposite of what the rest of us did in like a super fun way, where you had these moments that were so unexpected for your character in a fabulous way, like with the music, when you were like, you know, actually it's just orchestral pop music, like, and it's like, you're right, why not? And like, you know, he's always covered in gel, so he just like changes his clothes into the exact same clothes. He's just wants to be clean, despite being the god of gel. It's just all these little beautiful things. Being the one person who can't fly and is just like, just carry me around, everything's fine.
So good.
And just all of your moments where it was like, you know, your weird extra appendage, and you were like, is it? Why is it weird? What's wrong with my appendage? Just
It's totally normal. Stop.
Like it was almost like, I feel like you had like the strangest, almost like concept in a lot of ways, but you played like the most normal person within that concept.
Yes.
It was really, really fun.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I liked him. He's slimy little guy.
Slimy.
He's just like a dude who happens to be slimy.
Yeah, specifically city slime, not any of that
Oh,
kind
Good
of
guy.
slime.
Yeah.
Like he was just a dude.
Yeah.
So fun.
Probably
He's
not
just a
much
guy.
different than
He's just a
when
guy.
than prior to being a god. It was just
Right.
just like, all right, well, now I also have an appendage that's a slime thing. That's cool. I'm gonna use that.
Yeah. Like a lot of people do. Excuse you, stop staring.
Yeah. Rude.
Lots of people have pseudopods, okay? It's not weird.
This is not weird.
Such a fun choice
It's a
on
little-
both ends.
The whole thing's a little weird, and that's okay. We like it. So Damon, tell me about what we got left in the Kickstarter and like anything else you want to share about the game.
Yeah, I think when this airs, we will have 5 days left
5 days
in
left.
the Kickstarter. And we're doing really good. You know, we've got one stretch goal unlocked. We're rapidly approaching stretch goal number 2, which is going to be another module, fully illustrated and, you know, fleshed out and everything like that. And then beyond that, we have more fun things. You know, the week and change of Kickstarters are always pretty good for that. So we are hopeful that we get, you know, at least through the next couple of stretch goals, because I really want to make them. They are very fun.
They're very cool.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll get to tell you what they are, because we're hoping to, as soon as we unlock the $15,000 stretch goal, we will tell you about the next one. It's gonna be fun. I will say that a little hint is that we get to delve more into the different districts of the city in that next stretch goal. So yay. So is there anything else that anybody wants to like? Can you guys speak a little bit about your experience playing the game? I know a couple of you have played several times now, and then we have a first time player on as well. So like, also, Damon, you don't ever get
That's
to
me,
play.
sort of. Not really. Yeah, this is my first time like having a character in the world and like not running the game or watching other people play it. So this is my first experience from the other side, and it's just great. Like this, like I realized when I was writing it, I was writing a game that I knew that I wanted to play, because I am always drawn really strongly to the games that give a lot of agency and choice to the player and just lets you make thematic characters and just kind of like run with the concept and grow with that concept. And I got to do that while playing this, and that was really great and amazing. So I'm glad it works.
Yeah, we did it. It worked.
We did it.
Well, so very different experience from when I had played last time. And Sarah, I very much enjoyed how you introduced the concept of sometime the clade that you are bonded to is just going to drop you or trade you, and it is going to like the fact that is an aspect of this game that could be dropped on a character at any time. Obviously, like DM wise, create a reason for it, and Sarah, you did, and I think like we didn't get to explore a whole lot of that, but what we did, I think, was a lot of fun. That is so, I've never played a game like that before, where your whole character sheet could be re-scrambled at a moment's notice, or where you would have the option to re-scramble your character sheet in your like character story, talking with your GM, and still be playing the same character.
Yeah.
If you wanted, if you're like, hey, I don't really like this aspect. Like, you know, I don't really like my clade member that I'm attached to. I'm not really feeling it. Can we switch it up? And the answer is like, yeah, absolutely. Sure. Why the hell not?
Yeah. I think something that's interesting about that is that like, obviously this was just, and I appreciate you rolling with the punches. I just like thrust this upon you, because I wanted to be able to illustrate that it was a thing that could happen. But, you know, obviously in game, you know, because this system is new and we have come up with it, if you are playing it, you know, there's not a lot of reference for you well, I like playing rogues, and so I know this background and I sort of know how this all works. Or like, you know, I always play a cleric or a paladin or whatever, and you can kind of have preconceived notions going in of what those are. And because we have created these 10 essentially new character classes for people to use, you might get in a couple of sessions and then be like, it's just not it's not like vibing with me in a way that I want. Can we swap to this other Clade member? And it does, I mean, definitely adjusts everything that you do, but you still get to sort of keep the concept of what you were doing going in. And instead of just like, oh, my character is dead and it is my twin brother. Bop, bop. So I think it's really, I think that's cool.
Also, yeah, I think it also sets the tone for the world too, because if you like, once you pick your Clade member, if you continue to act in ways that are directly antithetical to their purviews, to their, what they are all about, there is the very real chance that, the god's just going to be like, screw that guy.
Yeah.
I'll just get a new one. Hey, you want this one? Take him.
Who wants them?
There are consequences for your actions.
The way that you've allocated your stat and skill points could be completely thrown off. And I think that that's an interesting challenge for players to try to like encourage them to play true to their character and make decisions that are true to, what's on the page, which I think can sometimes be difficult in other RPGs. But also like allows them to make those interesting choices where they say, I know what the risk is. And I'm still going to make this decision because this feels right.
Yeah.
And like, I love that. I love that. The curveball was great. Loved it. Everything.
Well, and I think, if we do get to play again, I think that there will definitely be smaller stories, like I probably wouldn't throw another Clade member at you. I might. But like, I think that another very valid story is probably next session were we to play again, this was an ongoing campaign, would be like Francis grappling with a huge identity change and how that affects everybody in the group and how that affects them and what does that mean for the group dynamic and what adjustments need to be made, because that is just as an important a story as like this grand thing that you were told you had to do by a huge, important, powerful god. Like this game supports both of those kinds of stories. And so you can kind of go back in and do both.
Francis is currently packing up his cubicle.
Oh, very interesting.
Not living in the office in the office building anymore. Not living in Morgantown anymore.
Ooh,
I love that. And I mean, you kind of mentioned there, Sarah, like speaking of like the group dynamics of it all, last time we kind of chatted, I went on about the rote system specifically of this game and how obsessed I was with that. And so this was my first time. It was, end of last session, but getting to experience the ritual system. And I am a sucker for a solid party dynamic in a TTRPG, because to me, it's a social, like it's, a social style of gaming. And that's what I really love about it versus, video games or maybe other things that aren't as interactive between people. And so having this option there, that's truly a like, what does your party bring to the table? What do you bring together as a group? What can you do as not just for people who happen to always be around each other, but as like an actual like unit? Like that felt really cool.
Yeah, I love rituals. I'm excited that we got to do one.
Yeah, and rituals are like how you can make things permanent in the game. You can just like there are upkeep rules for them if we were doing something that was longer lasting than just this big like call the thing back to the box. So you can set up like permanent defenses and make permanent items and all kinds of things like that. Really, like with the ritual system, it's just like a souped up version of the rote system, so kind of whatever you can think of as a team to do, you can do, and it's really fun.
Not in the I don't think it's in the playtest material, but one of my favorite aspects of the world and the lore is that I believe there's an entire part of the Shining Garden, there's a whole town that was like devastated and completely changed by a ritual that had gone wrong.
Yeah. So Tumblebell
Mhm.
Park
Yeah.
is covered in giant mushrooms from a ritual that like kind of went sideways, and it is continuing to expand. It is
Yeah.
always expanding. It has not stopped yet.
And that is an existential plot thread if I ever saw one.
Yeah. and like our first module that is already unlocked actually takes place in Tumblebell Park. And so there is some art already done with the
It looks
mushrooms
so cool.
everywhere. Yeah, and like, that bumps up against a couple other districts and what happens to the people on the fringes, and
Yeah.
you're sort
They
of
get
constantly
absorbed.
trying to beat back that ritual.
It's serving very SCP Annihilation vibes, where it's just like the giant mushrooms and like these feelings and like vibes of death and decay and like these brilliant, beautiful colors, but also devastation in its wake.
Mhm.
And it's just
Just goes
gives me
everywhere.
the tinglies, and I love it.
Michael, you had started to say something.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say before I get started, I'm gonna very quickly put Nelphus away.
Oh,
and
yes.
I'm gonna get Outcast to help me out here real quick. So just bear with me while I do this.
Take your ball and go home. There we go.
No!
There we go.
All right.
What just happened?
He took
Thank
his
you.
ball and
So-
he went home.
Yeah.
What?
He took his ball and he went home. What?
Delightful.
So
You did
so
that
I
again.
love
Sarah's
this.
table.
So yeah, Jess has. So
That was amazing.
Thank you.
No, sorry. We need like
No.
a whole minute to process what you just did.
This is all we're talking about now.
From now on.
Stop.
Yeah.
Wait.
So for folks at home, that's what the Wonder, but make it fashion looks like.
Yeah,
Whenever you want,
exactly.
you can just change your
Holy
outfit.
Cow.
The funniest part about all this is that was all done in post, and we're just fake reacting to
Yeah.
nothing right now.
Amazing.
Yeah, there's no way anyone could do that in a single take live. Nah, that'd be
Good
weird.
job,
That
us.
was
Wow.
wild.
I just didn't see that coming. Was not
No,
on my bingo card.
I absolutely love this game. I obviously this is my first exposure to the game, first time playing it, and I had an absolute blast. As someone who, I'd like to say that there are lots of people in the world, and I hardly like to take my own standing up, but I will for this point. I play so many games that it would not be a stretch of the imagination to say that I'm probably one of the most experienced persons on the planet in regards to different types of TTRPGs and stuff like that. And I've got to say, one thing I've always looked for is, as both a content creator, as a game master, as a player, is how much can I do with this system? What could I really sink my teeth into? And how much leeway are my players going to get when they dive into this? The fact of the matter is, playing a character who was inherently, super lazy was the idea. I mean, Sarah knows me, right? There's always a little bit of me that's just going to be, I'm going to be difficult. Why? Because I can. And because, it's friends and you can do that with it. But the fact that not only was I able to play a character that was difficult to portray and rather difficult to work as a team, to actually feel the kind of freedom I had in the game at every single point. There was no point where I felt like I couldn't contribute or couldn't interact or couldn't touch and feel and play. And even when I was creating the concept of my character, there were so many options that were not only a series of options based on me as a, just what type of god are you? And you name it, anything. We'll break up these concepts. But then to be able to take the materials, the hard rules of what your wonders are, and be able to take them as a baseline and actually formulate your characters, like Nelphus's hover ability, Nelphus actually literally had a safe space. We didn't really get too deep into it because Nelphus avoided combat for the most part.
Yeah.
But like, you know, he had tons of defense and tons of armor. So he literally just created a safe space around him. And that was the nature of the character. To be able to see all of that come into fruition so vividly, so easily, and so quickly, for me is just a mainstay of any good indie game. It's something that's not just gonna like sort of say, hey, you know, I've got this one concept in mind, and if you try to break that concept, you're not gonna have a good time with this system. This is the exact opposite. This is a brainchild of a group of writers who are very passionate about this concept and invite you into their headspace and invite you to be a part of that world, that adventure, and that joy of being able to create these divine people living and residing in a world of the divine. And that for me, it just ticks so many just wonderful boxes. I would not only play this game regularly, I would run this for like intro games to like role-playing games to brand new people. I would run this at like free RPG things at local game stores. It is such a versatile piece that I'd even say that like you know, it appeals to both young and veteran players. So regardless of where you sit on the spectrum of role-playing games, guys, 100% as a brand new first contact person, please pick this game up. It is, and I'm going to say this, and you know, apologize if it comes across rude. This thing is literally like a freaking trip to Macca's, okay? Like, just get it. Don't freaking gripe about stuff. Just go, just kickstart it. Just do the thing.
Go buy it.
You can go, you can go without your double quarter pounder for a week. Just be fine with it. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
You know, until you said double quarter pounder, I really was not sure what Macca's was.
Me neither.
Oh, really?
Now I
Macca's.
get
You guys
it.
are-
Yeah,
yeah.
it's McDonald's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mickey D's.
Mickey
I think
D's.
speaking to sort of like the, especially for entry level players as far as TTRPGs are concerned, I think as far as character creation goes too, it's really excellent as far as introducing somebody into creating a character to
It's forgiving.
portray. It's
Yeah.
very forgiving, and also you could do something like, so it could be as grand as you want it to be. It can also be as like minute and simple as you want it to be. I played the God of Rubber Bands. I played the God of Rubber Bands because I had a bag of rubber bands that was sitting in front of me. Like, and that was the first thing that came to my mind. If you're having a bunch of people who are like, if you're playing this game with your players and they're fairly new and they're having a hard time coming up with words like I am, or concepts of like, what would I be the god of? Literally just grab like a stack of cards, write nouns on them, shuffle it, and be like, pick a card. That's what you're the god of. If you don't like that, put it down, pick another card.
Another one.
It's fine. Like it's so simple as that. And then to build a character off of that one concept, that they'll start having that process and later on in the future. And it's just, I don't know. I love it. I think it's
and
great.
I think especially like for us as content creators or people in the gaming industry who have been gaming for a long time and doing these things, we do tend to try to like challenge ourselves and like flex a little bit on like, okay, how simple of a concept can I make strange? Like, what can I do that's like super weird? But like, if you were honestly just sitting down for a home game as a new player or a veteran player and you weren't worried about like the entertainment value of what you were doing, you could just say like, I'm the god of stars, I'm the god of the moon. You could pick those more basic quote unquote stuff and still have a really creative, fantastic time with it.
You
like,
can
you don't have
definitely
to get as weird as we tend to. It's awesome you can, but you don't have to either.
Yeah, but you can do something as simple as like, I don't have an idea. Okay, well, what's your favorite animal? Great.
Yeah.
Now you're the god of that.
Cats.
The end.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure that we could do, you could do the same thing with like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite dessert? And you just pick that and do it.
Or
that's it.
Or if you really want to, and I can win you an entire demographic here, right? You could just be the god of anime.
Be the god of
There you
anime. Yeah, it could be. It
that's
can be
all.
more
It's
broad.
And that way you legitimately will have the power of God and anime on your side.
It's true.
That's a beautiful thing too, because that encompasses so many different concepts within anime. You have like shonen anime versus like dojo or moe. You could have a katana one moment and then be doing a magical girl transformation the next. Like,
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about I think the aspects that the Crown is, as far as being the god of anything, is, and I kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier, being the god of something as simple as rubber bands, or being something as grand as the god of existentialism, or like the god of like lightning in a maelstrom, like these sort of elemental concepts. You could go as grand of a campaign as possible, or as silly of a campaign as like
well, and you can blend the two. You can have those gods in the same, all of those gods in the same like mini pantheon that you've created, and like everybody's power level is at the same level, because there's only so much that you can do. You only have so much juice behind you, you know, and once it's used up, you got to wait for it to recharge. So like, just because you are the god of rubber bands does not mean you're not as powerful as the god of lightning, because it's you have the same amount behind you. So yeah,
absolutely.
Yay. Friends, thank you so much for playing.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing, everyone. I really like it's just such a joy for me to get to share this game with people and experience this game with people is also really like deeply great. So thank you very much for doing it.
Yay. Let's do where we can be found on the internet. I'm going to start with Lexi.
Hello, Lexi the First here. My pronouns are she, her. You just watched me play Meg. I can be found here on Sarah's table more often than either of us probably want to admit. I can also be found on Actoroki more often than anyone probably wants to admit, which also airs here on Gen Con TV. I am now starting to alternate a little bit between the performance side and the player side of that. So watch everything. And when you see me, be like, oh my God, that's Lexi. Wait, I know her. We'll be super excited. Other than that, I can also be found on Gotham City Tonight, which is a show on YouTube where we talk about Batman, comics, animated series, toys, live action, and just general DC Comics fandom. And other than that, just kind of across social media, cosplaying and making memes. That's it. That's me.
All right, Patrick.
Hi, everybody. I am Patrick Keeffe. I am known as That Gray Gentleman. Everywhere on the internet is where you can find me. You can find me very often on Sarah's table. Go back, watch the VODs. We have a ridiculously fun time. I'm in the same boat as Lexi as far as my tenure on Sarah's table, because it's getting to that point where I can call it tenure. You can also find me over at the Writers Room 7th C, which is a podcast where we play the TTRPG 7th C. It is all pirates all the time, fantasy, magic, and just good swashbuckling fun. You can also find me over on Offbeat Outlaws channel on YouTube every Friday at around 8 p.m. ish. It depends on when we start and how long our cold opens go, for Paperwork Pantheon, our level 20 and beyond D&D campaign. Yeah, go support the Crown and unlock those tarot cards, because they look so cool.
They're so
I
pretty.
want them to happen, and I really want them to happen, and you should do it so that they happen.
You should do it.
For me.
Do that thing.
And for yourself.
Do that thing. Michael.
G'day guys, my name's Michael, I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. I am a weirdo who shows up on other people's channels randomly. Well, actually, it's not untrue. It's honestly easier to Google me. It's the weirdest thing is I am strangely more famous than my own channel. Go check it out. It's Dead Aussie Gamer. You know, you can join the other 20 people that are there. But if you want to see other cool things I do, I've been on Sarah's table a few times now. I don't quite have the tenure that I'm sure my co-stars have, but I definitely am a cockroach. The only way to get rid of me is to flick the lights on and off real quick. Then you can also find me over on the Mercs of Mischief, where we are wrapping up one of our really cool seasons. of the Countdown to Last Light, where I play a goblin and his little fiery drake companion. I'm also a regular member over on Careful Cantrip, where I play Basil, a storyteller wizard who has unleashed a lot of secrets, including the fact that he's actually related to the boogeymen from Fey lore and folklore. So that's very scary and very cool. And last but not least, I'm also a member of the Tavern Guard over on Quincy's Tavern. So you can go find me over there on a bunch of different shows run by the wonderful and amazing Quincy. I will be there for the last one of the year that I will be in is I'm going to be at a Tavern Brawl, where I will be playing alongside a friend of mine from Perception Studios and a friend of Sarah's as well. And that is, of course, the infamous Cucumber. We're going to be tag teaming against Quincy. So if you want to check that out, go check it out.
That's my stuff. Insane. So
yeah. Oh, and it'll be, you can go catch the VOD by the time that this airs. But over on Robert Hartley GM's channel, a friend of ours from New Zealand, Sarah and I are going to be busting out some level 20 characters to go and destroy Rob's hopes and dreams. No, he's going to.
That's true.
That's more or less what's going to happen. But yes, we'll be there with DM Dave from Careful Cantrip, Mendari, as well as Dreaded GM as our dear friends. So we're going to go and play over there. And lastly, because like I said, I'm more famous than my channel. It's very weird. If you want to go and see the infamous Patrick play another game where I GM him through a pirate-styled adventure, you can go check out YouTube, Dead Aussie Gamer Live. There is a playlist called the Sirens and Silver, where Patrick got to play a gem dragonborn bosun of an infamous pirate ship. Yeah, it was very, very cool.
I do a lot of pirate stuff.
It was a very cool pirate. You're a very cool pirate. You're like my you're my go-to pirate.
I don't understand.
I couldn't tell by the skull and crossbones sweater you were wearing in this exact moment.
I forgot about the sweater. I forgot this was the sweater that I was wearing. It says, "One day we'll all be skeletons."
It's true.
True.
Maybe.
Maybe. Unless we turn into slime.
Yeah.
Also, I have a teddy dag.
Slime attends.
Oh.
Teddy dag.
Very good.
Damon, where can we find you?
My stuff is much shorter. My name is Damon Vanhee. I'm the creator of this game. You can check out Formerly Feral Games on Twitter at @formerly_feral, Formerly Feral Games on Facebook. On Instagram, it's The Crowned RPG. And then, of course, our website is formerlyferalgames.com, which has links to our Kickstarter, our mailing list, all of that stuff. This is really my first time on Sarah's table, but I have watched it a lot.
Counts?
So that counts?
It counts.
Right. That's it. I'm done.
I mean, you can also follow him at Damon Vanhee on all of those platforms.
That implies that I pay attention to those things. I'm really so awful. I'll try. You can. I'm there too.
Damon, do better.
Damon's like, hey, have you seen The Crowned?
That's basically all of his posts.
Just play the game. That's what I'm doing. Play the game.
That's all I want. I'm Sarah Moore. You can find me on Facebook at Actor Sarah Moore. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and Ko-Fi and TikTok at Pixies and Pins, or my website, which is pixiesandpins.com. I am here on twitch.tv/GenConTV every Friday night at 5 p.m. Pacific for Sarah's Table. Next week, we are going to be playing a game called Witch, which is currently kickstarting. And I'm excited to be witches and maybe hex some people, because I understand that Halloween is over or whatever, but I still like witches. So we're going to keep it going. And then I don't know what we're doing afterwards. So if there's more games that you guys have seen and they're indie games and you're interested in watching them on the show, hit me up. Let's get some stuff in before the end of the year. So I would like to thank my editor, who always turns this into good stuff. We love you, Jeff. I would like to thank Marcus Mays, who is our tech person over at Gen Con TV, to make sure that we are running smoothly all of the time. I'd like to thank Gen Con for giving me this platform where I get to highlight games that don't have enough eyeballs on them, frankly. And I would like to thank you all for being here today. I love that you have come and you committed to a 4-episode arc, which is a lot to ask of very busy people, and I appreciate you so much. And I would like to thank everybody at home for watching and supporting. Yeah, I think I'm sure I could thank more people, but I will wrap it up instead. So as always, keep making art and keep being art. We will see you next time. Mwah.